Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Max Segerstrom, and today I'm here to talk about mindful communication and avoiding misunderstandings. Okay. So my article was titled "The Risks of Misunderstandings in Family Discourse: Home is a Special Place of Interaction." This study was authored by Arto Mustajoki and Aya Bajkolova. It was published in 2022 in the Academic Journal of Language and Dialogue. This was an interesting article that I kind of found in the far reaches of our communications database. This was a study performed in Russia and used data sets from like the European Union. I neglected to start with my opener, so I figured I might as well ask you guys now if any of you have ever had difficulty communicating with your parents, or if you've ever kind of like maybe not gotten your message across. This has been happening to me lately, and I've decided to focus on my relationship with my immediate family. So some things I should probably explain before we get any further. When I refer to FD, that's going to be family discourse, and that describes just kind of any general communication between you and your parent, in between your immediate family members. The common ground fallacy is where a flawed conclusion is made from assumptions based on preconceptions that you might have made that could be incorrect, could be correct. And the communication accommodation theory is where we adapt our nonverbal and verbal communication styles based on the people around us, either to fit in and display a shared membership, or to show our distinct uniqueness. Mindfulness, the key concept of today's presentation, is specifically thoughtful, conscious communication. Okay, so as you can see on this image here, we've got two very different situations. As you can see in the distracted, this man is on his phone and is not necessarily listening to this person who's trying to get his attention. He seems very open. She's using hand gestures and she's making eye contact, but he's not there to hear her. On the other side, we have an engaged interaction. Both of them are looking at each other, and so they're communicating beyond just their words. They're employing their non-verbal communication to better get their message across. I'm going to jump over. In the study, this is the MMI, the multidimensional model of interaction. This was developed by researchers to model and kind of map out the course of a communication and trying to identify where misunderstandings occur in such a situation. Now this thing is pretty complex, so I just, you'll be starting up here with who is sending the message, and then the recipient who is going to be receiving the message. And because you think of what you're going to say, and then it's the actual interaction, and then how they receive that might be different in that time that it's taken you to say that message and get it there. Okay, so some unique aspects of family discourse is that because you are in the home, you wouldn't necessarily be communicating with these people the same way you would in a classroom, for example. You're at home and you're frequently going to be at leisure. The topics that you might talk about with your family is absolutely endless. You could talk about politics or your day. You're also going to be more intimate and therefore more honest and emotional with your communications, and you're going to be relying more on your nonverbal communication because you are going to be more honest. You're going to be closer to your actual message. And okay, so because you're intimate and you have this shared background, this is where you're going to fall into the common ground fallacy. You're going to be presuming that everyone else in your house who's going to maybe understand what you're saying because you know one another. The common ground fallacy, as well as the accommodation CAT, the communication accommodation theory, are both found in chapters 5, social identity, and interpersonal communication. It also ties into our first chapter, landing the boat. It ties into our first chapter of interpersonal communication, which relates to mindfulness. Now, what researchers found is that it's important to maintain mindful, conscious communication when you're interacting with these people in your home, because otherwise your message may not be received the way you intend. Thank you for your attention.